welcome to Divine Sacred Tarot, Divine Feminines. If you have been feeling this deep shadow feeling, if you have been triggered painfully by something from the past that came up recently, I know myself, I've been triggered massively. And one of the meditations and intentions I've been called to is at the center of everything, there is light. I am that light. So when you do a meditation on that, what comes up in your mind space? Because right now, your brain wants you to focus on the trigger, wants you to focus on the powerful trigger that keeps arising because there is something that hasn't yet been healed. For me, this one image came up in my mind, and that thing wasn't healed. And it led me to truly write a letter of surrender to my twin flame and even mention allowing them to go on their own journey and releasing them completely through complete detachment and being sorry for having expectation. I know that even though as an oracle and a channel, we all go through this journey in our own specific way. And I am no better or more advanced than you. All I'm here to do is channel these very specific messages, sometimes that come in earlier and very specifically regarding the divine masculine and feminines, often regarding the twin flames. So when I'm called to do these things, I want you to, if you have already clicked on this video and you've liked it, I want you to have space in your heart to understand that you're not alone. And that could be the most difficult part of this journey when you're going through this deep shadow work, when you're going through these painful triggers. The biggest reason was to see the light in your own darkness, was to face your ego, face those beliefs and feel free, to not get rid of them, to not torment them or to chastise them, but to embrace them as you would your own child, as you would yourself. After all of this deep shadow work, you're not getting rid of the shadow. You're actually embracing this element of your version of your human self. And with that in mind, you're really embracing who you are in the entirety. So today's Divine Feminine message, I'm pulling from the Divine Feminine Oracle Guidebook. And I want to pick one card out and I'm going to read from the book. So the one card I'd already blessed and shuffled is Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. Her wordage, and she's got this beautiful white light all around her. Her wordage is, I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. So reading from the book, I'm just going to find her page number is 13. The cards don't have numbers, but 13 might be relevant for you. For me, it really does remind me of that death and rebirth card. So Saint Rita of Cassia's life demonstrates the power of prayer to shift even what appears to be impossible. She was born Margherita Lotti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She is associated with bees because as a child, it's said that they swarmed her but never stung her. And bees are symbolic of Mary and the diligent work that must be done to gather honey or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love. Although Rita wanted to enter a convent, she was forced to marry Paolo Mancini and had her first child at 12. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies in Cassia. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she converted him to Catholicism. He then renounced the family feud, known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's two sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, they both died of dysentery. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of Saint Mary Magdalene in Cassia. She was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Rita prayed to her patron saints John Baptiste, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas Tolentino to assist her to create peace between the two rival families. The bubonic plague was ravaging Italy at the time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship. They had agreed to relinquish the feud. Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says she was transported to the monastery by her three patron saints via levitation. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at the age of 60, a ray of light pierced her between her eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in a monastery in 1457. By selecting this reading, despite popular belief, Saint Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom. Not in this context. Here, she is about miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. Because forgiveness isn't about someone else, it's about freeing ourselves. This is what I was saying earlier about that deep shadow healing, painful triggering. Yeah, we may be wanting to forgive ourselves, forgive our twin flames, forgive karmics, forgive the situation. But when we truly, truly forgive our shadow selves for showing us what we needed to see, love parts of us that we don't often get to love, sometimes we create and we draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this type of person again. But we can pray from any distance that a light larger than ours transforms them, that a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. Saint Rita is asking us foremost to never give up on what we want for ourselves. So even though I was saying I was written a letter of detachment and setting love free, don't give up on your journey. It hasn't given up on you. And this card of Rita suggests that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we have and we can participate in deep prayer. A bone trust that at some point, what we most desire will arrive.